What's going on, y'all? It's your boy GP and rocking with me on the AquaMethodPodcast, and I'm doing this live once again from the comic book shop. So, big thanks to Mr. Jeff, Mr. J, Cappy, the man who lets me do it over here. I really appreciate it. He's gonna be joining me in a little bit as soon as he handles his business, and we're gonna be talking about a bunch of random nonsense as per usual on the AquaMethodPodcast. And but yeah, man, how y'all doing? How's everybody out there in the world? It's your boy GP, and I want to thank y'all for listening. I really appreciate all the listens. I'm getting it's getting consistent, at least. You know, I want to get more views and I want to get more listens. So y'all listening, please tell your friends and tell everybody you know to check me out, man. And hopefully y'all like it. I really appreciate everybody who's listened so far, though. Usually I do this at the end, but I'm going to do it at the beginning. I'm Grasshopper GP on Twitter, spelled normally, GRASSHOPPER GP. That's the Twitter, that's the Instagram. Grasshopper GP at Yahoo is the email if you want me to advertise something on the podcast. If you want to just say you appreciate the show. I really appreciate all the kind words and creative criticism and all that stuff. So just let me know. I really appreciate it. And this is Grasshopper GP official on YouTube. That's Grasshopper GP with 3 S's because the day I made the site I couldn't spell. So GRASSSHOPPER GPOFFICIAL. So thanks again for listening. But at some point I want to do an episode on anime and manga, and because I was having a good conversation with some friends of mine about it, and it's just like it's amazing art and amazing creations and awesome stories. And the TV shows often don't last long. They last about maybe 26, 25 episodes, stuff like that. And but the book's go on forever. Like Bleach is forever. You know, I think Bleach ended recently or something like that, but it's still very, very long. And you can get enthralled and dive deep into these characters and these storylines, and the fact that one person or a team of people created something so captivating to many people is amazing to me, and that's what I hope to do. I hope to create something that can galvanize people and people can hold on to and grab and appreciate and enjoy for a long, long time. That's what the goal is, and if it's not this podcast, I hope it's something. And but yeah, man, I've been a fan of anime for a long, long time. Starting off, I think around middle school, Toonami was like a 2 or 3 hour block, like right after school, and it would be like Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon and Tenchi Muyo and what else was on there? Whole bunch of joints. They had some American stuff like I think it was American, like Reboot. Reboot was dope. Reboot was real good towards the end, you know. I never liked Code Lyoko. I don't think I was even on Toonami, but I did not like Code Lyoko. I didn't care for that too much. But yeah, Yu Yu Hakusho was dope. Was a big fan of that. Kuwabara, he was cool, you know, with that sword. Shout out to Kuwabara, you know, all the Kuwabara fans out there. But it was just something awesome about it, you know, and I didn't feel like I was the only one watching it. I knew my cousin T-Man was a big fan of Dragon Ball Z, and I'm still mad at T-Man to this day for ruining Dragon Ball Z, because when it was coming out, I was a fan, but I think he was a bigger fan, and he found this website called Planet Namek. I don't know if y'all remember that. Planet Namek, and it will show you, you know, all kinds of pictures and spoilers, and I would get spoiled real easy. You know, I knew about Majin Buu during the Cell saga. You know what I mean? Like, and and it ruined it. Like I knew about Gotenks and all that stuff, and I wish I would have never seen Planet Namek. I wish I would have just appreciated it organically, like I was supposed to, like it was meant to be appreciated. But and now they got Dragon Ball Super out, and I don't know. I mean, I think I'm gonna try to check it out, but I think that time has passed for me because I tried GT when it came out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm done with this. I'm over it. But it was a good show. Dragon Ball Z was a great show, and inspired my art, my drawing, my artwork, and stuff like that. And I try to merge Dragon Ball Z and Sonic the Hedgehog because I was a big Sonic the Hedgehog fan, and I try to merge the two worlds into like one thing, and make Sonic the Hedgehog characters like defenders of Earth and fighters and stuff like that. But at some point I do want to have an anime episode, and one person who won't be a part of the anime episode is my friend Mr. Jeff, aka Cap, because Cap is not a fan of anime whatsoever. Ain't that right, Cap?
Man, I hate it like I hate peanut butter and you know, candy that's not sweet, and you know, bad haircuts. It's just bad.
Well, Cap, I love peanut butter. I can't agree with you on that. Sour candies are delicious.
Good call. Okay, I stand corrected.
Sour candies are delicious. And Cap, I done told you about your haircut.
Man, my haircut looks good. I got the perfect haircut.
Right now it's okay because you got hair on the side of it, but sometimes you shave the sides and it ain't on point, Cap. I gotta be honest with you.
I've got the perfect haircut for podcasts.
Yeah, you do.
It's like I got a face for radio, man.
My man, there you go.
Nice
yeah.
hair.
But we talked about it a bunch of times, Cap. Why don't you like anime? Like, because you appreciate, you run a comic book shop, so you appreciate the art, and you appreciate people, you know, turning these drawings into storylines. Like, you have a movie in your head.
Right.
You know, so why you appreciate the American style, or the French style, or European style, whatever, and not the Japanese style?
Because the phone rings and interrupts everything.
That's okay. All right. Yeah, Cap's working. And I really appreciate him joining me on this podcast today. But and I understand you gotta bounce back, gotta make his money, gotta do his thing. But yeah, I feel like if you can like American comics, you can like Japanese comics and vice versa. You know, because it's just amazing artwork and good storylines compressed into like these little bubbles. Can you think, like, imagine that, you know?
Okay, to answer your question.
Yeah.
There's like three like American creations in entertainment. It's like baseball, jazz,
I can dig it,
and comic books.
Right.
It's all decisively American forms of entertainment. And then my dislike for anime starts with my dislike for the manga, manga, or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
I prefer to call it manga just because it makes people mad.
Yeah. I like calling it manga because it feels better on the mouth.
And
manga.
Those are,
hurts.
I mean, American comics are made by certain, you know, specific, and generally, specific creators with a specific voice, and artists with a specific style, and it celebrates the different styles, and it celebrates different genres, and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Japanese comics are made in a factory, basically. Everyone's forced to draw, to look the same. You've got 8 or 10 artists working on the same product, and there's nothing unique about it. There's no style about it. It's a bunch of people trying to rush out a story just to get it out and sell it. It loses the artistic side of it to me. You know, 5 or 6 people or 10 people, whatever it is, in an assembly line drawing something, all drawing the same way, is not a creative process to me. That's something different. As far as the movies, I love Dominion Tank Police. I love Ghost in the Shell, Black Magic, all the Masamune Shirow stuff. I've always loved the stories, the comics. But I hate the animation of it. It just doesn't work for me. It doesn't flow right for me. It never clicks. Even the stuff like back in the day, the Voltron and your stuff like that, never clicked with me.
Was Voltron Japanese? Was it?
Yeah.
I thought Voltron was like no. It was Thundercats. I thought it was
American. Yeah.
right. I used to think that was Japanese.
Yeah.
Was it?
And it's just never been my thing. And I'm also a good bit older than you.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I mean, I grew up on animation, and we didn't start getting any of that kind of stuff, Speed Racer and
Right.
stuff like that until a little bit after I was a little bit older,
Mm-hmm.
and I had already made up my own sense of style and what I liked and what I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, unlike with your generation, y'all grew up with it. It's around y'all all the time anyway.
Right.
So it's more ingrained in y'all, in your television and your other stuff like that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, y'all are a lot more used to it than I was.
Mm.
So for me, it just wasn't. It just never did. Even the stuff like I tried come on, M. Night Shyamalan movie that was so good with the kid with the fire.
Avatar?
Yeah.
That was in Japanese. That was made by Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
That was bad though. That movie was horrible.
Yeah. Oh, it was great. I loved it.
Mm.
I'm kidding. I didn't see it. I even tried the cartoon from that. It just didn't catch me. I don't know if it's just because I'm old or what, but you get to a point where you can just blame stuff on that. Yeah, I'm old.
But you try to how do you feel about that? First, hey, y'all can't see this because this is audio only, but Cap got a Coke that says share a Coke with a quarterback, which is awesome to me because Cap don't care for sports that much.
No.
So the fact that he has share a Coke with a quarterback just chilling out right there is fantastic to me. I find it ironic and I find the irony hilarious.
Isn't that a band? Is that a really bad band?
That's Nickelback.
Oh, it's something like that.
And it's also a position on the football field. You could be a Nickelback.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. That's totally new to me. I didn't know that.
Nickelback, H-back, halfback.
Hunchback. That's something else.
That's a mythical
Yeah,
creature in Notre Dame. But that's a football team fighting Irish.
I know that. Okay, that's one team I know.
Hey.
And I went to dinner last Saturday in New Orleans at a pizza place. I can't remember the name of it, but it was with a friend of mine, her sister, and her sister's boyfriend. And the subject of football came up, and the boyfriend asked me what my teams were, and I said, "Well, the Cowboys and the Falcons."
Of course.
And I swear, you heard the record scratch. The whole place just stopped and looked at me. And he looked at me straight faced and said, "I don't think I can eat with you." Like, oh, come on, man, cut me some slack. He's like, "What about your college team?" I was like, "Well, Crimson Tide." "Oh, no, we're done." I was just like, cut me some slack, bro.
Right.
I'm old.
Nah, do you really like the Cowboys and the Falcons, or do you do that just because people around here don't like them because they're Saints fans?
Just because people around here don't like them.
Okay.
I could care less about the Cowboys or the Falcons.
Okay.
And then my backup team's the Panthers, just because they're division rivals.
Right.
Other than that, I don't care.
I think you said you grew up Packers fan?
Eagles.
Eagles fan. I knew it was one of them green teams.
Yeah, only because my dad hated them.
Right.
So, yeah, same reason I'm a Notre Dame fan.
Right.
Dad hated them. That's what
So, and all jokes aside, how much do you follow American football?
I don't.
You don't? Okay.
Nope.
That's cool.
My friend in New Orleans, Jamie, is a big Saints fan, so I get it from her.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the Saints beat the Cowboys a couple nights ago only because she made it a point to tell me the Saints beat the Cowboys.
It was a big deal. It was a beautiful victory.
Yeah, you see, I don't follow it at all, man. I have a buddy that does a lot of fantasy football. We sat and watched hockey last night. I was totally confused, but it is what it is. I like real sports though, because I have a sneaking suspicion that football is rigged. That they might script it ahead of time. But I like real sports like wrestling.
Right.
Stuff that's not scripted.
Right. See, Kev was trying to get my goat today. He's trying to aggravate me because he knows that football is significantly, if at all, less scripted than wrestling. Wrestling is scripted. Football is not.
It's still real to me.
There's a lot of bullshit that goes on in American football, but I believe that it's all at least stems from an organic place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's funny.
You gotta let the air out the football sometimes.
Yeah, well, that was a bunch of nonsense, and they was talking about it on ESPN. Now there's a guy who plays for the Cowboys now, named Greg Hardy, and he I don't know if he got arrested. I don't know what the legal term is. So please forgive me if I'm getting this wrong, but he got in some trouble for allegedly assaulting his girlfriend or his wife or something, and throwing her on a sofa full of guns, and he wound up not getting in any trouble for that because the lady didn't show up to the court date.
Right.
It is speculated that she was paid off, and that's why he's not in any trouble. Now, the Cowboys have him on the payroll, and you know, it's like hypocritical because the NFL is trying to be anti women beating, and you got this guy who is very good at what he does, but is also allegedly did something very terrible. But you spend more time on footballs being deflated than talking about that.
Yeah, that's true.
And you also spend a lot of time on footballs being deflated and not talking about this guy, Thabo Cephalosha. He plays for the in the NBA, and he got his leg broken in New York by some cops because a brawl had happened, and he was there. He said he ain't had nothing to do with it, and the cops broke his leg, mistaken identity, all kind of stuff like that.
It don't matter who you are, you don't necessarily need to have your leg broken.
Right.
Oh, I know you're famous. I ain't gonna break your leg.
Right.
You find somebody else. Yeah.
So and like that story happened, and we talked about it for a week, and then it disappeared, and you know, it's stuff like that. But yeah, like
that's how our society is, man. You throw up a red herring over here, so no one looks at what's the big picture. You know? Yeah.
But I mean, and that's part of the beauty of sports. Sports is meant to distract. But we talked about footballs being deflated for so long, and that's not important.
Yeah.
I mean, because it was only deflated for like half the game, and the Patriots won that game.
Yeah, they lost. You know,
crazy.
Anyway. Yeah.
The Colts lost.
Okay.
Yeah, the Colts lost horrendously. So like the no matter what type of footballs they was throwing around, they was gonna lose that game anyway.
Right. It could have been a tennis ball at that point. It wouldn't.
Right.
You see, I just hear the highlights and stuff. So I don't know, but and I'm not downplaying the guy who said he throws his wife or his girlfriend onto a sofa full of guns. Again, I'm certainly not trying to make light of that. But isn't that the best place to get thrown if someone's throwing you around? Is on a sofa full of guns. That'll be the last time he throws. It'll be the last time he throws something because here's a 9.
Right.
You know?
Well, I never thought of that. She could have just grabbed one of those guns.
Yeah.
Huh? I guess
even if they weren't loaded, it's still you pistol whip the hell out of somebody.
Right. I never thought of that. You are correct. Look at Cap.
Yeah.
Cap, you insane. You crazy as hell.
That's true. I heard that. You ain't the first person to say that.
So what else is going on, Cap? You went to Chicago.
Yep.
How was that?
That was a great time.
With that big old bean. I want to see that bean.
You know, they say the guy who designed it hates it being called that. It's an archway.
Okay.
It's a bean. Okay. It's a great big ass silver bean. It's great, man. I love Chicago. It's my favorite city to visit.
Yeah. How many times you been to Chicago? 5
or 6 now.
That's cool.
Yeah, I used to go for cons every year, and then now I just enjoy it. Basically put on some headphones and walked around the city for the day. Sat and read whenever I got tired of walking, and
I'm trying to get one of them pizzas. That's real. That's the real deal.
I snuck some back, dude. Froze it and put it in my bag. Got tied up at security. Thought it was gonna be the pizza. It ended up being my shaving cream.
Of course it is. Of course.
Made it home and nuked it. It was great. But no, it was fun, man. I was sitting in Millennium Park at the gateway, the bean thing, reading a comic book, and we heard something rumbling. I thought it was like one of the trains, and then it kept getting closer and closer and louder, and then I started feeling it in my chest, and then a stealth bomber at a 90-degree angle just like basically buzzed the park, and it was just plain as day. It was so freaking cool to see it, not necessarily up close, but the full profile was, it was just really one of those what the heck moments,
Yeah.
Really, really cool. And, went and sat by the lake and read, and of course, my dumb self shows up in Chicago in shorts and t-shirt.
Yeah.
Had to go buy clothes.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if you're not used to it, man.
Yeah.
I probably would have did the same thing.
Yeah. I got my friend Maddie up there is. I'm basically gonna end up just leaving stuff for the house, so when I go, I'll have it so I don't forget next time. And I had to buy a pocket knife because I couldn't get it on the plane. I can't go anywhere with a knife.
Right.
I had to go buy a pocket knife and get a bike and leave it at our place and stuff like that. Because I'm gonna go probably a couple times a year. She's got a little girl and I'm kind of attached to, so I'm I'm gonna go visit her. And, you know, and it gives me a chance to get away. It's something different to do. I did go, man. I went to a comic shop up there, and I don't know if I've ever been so let down in my entire life.
Yeah, you told me that.
Man,
you told me that.
You go into I'm not gonna say the name, but a famous comic shop.
Now, is it famous like in Illinois, or is it famous
like nationally known?
Okay.
You know, and I go in there, and the guy asked me, "So, what do you think about being in a big city shop?" Like, it's a joke, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're small town, you know, smallish town.
Yeah.
I got a bigger graphic novel selection than probably any other, you know, comic shop in the country,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been told that by several people. Yeah, so it's I don't impress easy, and him trying to mouth off about it didn't help either.
Right.
And I think I insulted him, but such is life.
That might be. You think that might be can be a test to the familiarity of this place. You know.
It could be.
Just because this is like your home.
Yeah.
You know. So you're gonna defend. You know what I mean? Like the where you come from is the best place ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
you see, and I'm not generally that way.
Mm.
I mean, I'm not. You know, my sports team. I don't. You know, the local sports team ain't my team. You know,
Right.
stuff like that.
Right.
I'm generally pretty anti that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but. And I don't mind. I'm pretty open-minded, and I'll take a lump when I need to take a lump. And
Mm-hmm.
if something's better than what I got, I'll do my best to learn from it, emulate it, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't see anything like that over there at all. I mean, nothing.
Cause I feel the same way. I went last time I went to where my mom and my family stay. My older cousin took me to a comic book shop because he was talking about it so much, and it was cool. I just wasn't impressed by it.
Mm-hmm.
Back it was in I think Metairie or Kenner or something.
Mm-hmm. Which one?
I don't remember the name of it.
There's a couple of them over there. Yeah.
And I wasn't impressed. I mean, but like I think if I was from there, I would care more about it. But I'm from here.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Dude, speaking of, you going to the con next weekend?
I'm thinking about it.
Good.
I really want to. It's on my list of things to do. It'll be my first comic book convention ever. So and DJ Yellow's gonna be there.
Cancel.
Huh? He canceled?
Yep.
Oh man, like I was gonna go anyway, you know. But when I saw him on that, cause you got a picture of it on the window on the door, and I saw he was gonna be there. I'm like, man, I found a member. NWA was gonna be there. I could talk to him about hip hop. I could talk to him about the movie. You know, as much time as he give me, you know. And but now why he canceled, Cap?
I didn't say. Just him and one of the Sean Patrick family, Flannery, both backed out. It happens a lot.
Oh.
They'll schedule stuff, this kind of a thing, or their manager will schedule this kind of thing 6 months ahead, and then filming or recording or whatever will come up and have to cancel.
Oh man, because we don't get a lot of hip hop legends around here, Cap.
You know, you say that, man. One of the only hip hop shows I went to I went to see Ice Cube.
He was here? When?
At Strawberries in the 90s. Oh yeah. Dude,
talk about that experience, Cap. Seeing Ice Cube.
No. I'm a white dude.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm open-minded. I was living with two black guys. I'm in college, and I don't even remember where the club was. I just remember it was called Strawberries. I rode with them, and I was probably the only white guy in the place. Every time somebody would kind of cross while I look at me, they'd be like, "He's with us. It's cool." And I wasn't a fan. I mean, I'm not a big hip hop guy, so. But it was a fun experience. It was definitely different for me, especially being I'm an outcast normally anywhere as I go. I'm a double outcast as you know, the white dude at the rap show.
Right.
You know, so. But it was fun, man. It was cool.
You remember what year it was around?
And I had to be 92, 93. Okay. So I'm again old. I don't remember.
Okay.
I mean, I saw the Aquabats at Lafayette High at one point. I don't remember what year that was either. You know, I don't know. I'm getting old.
The Aquabats. That's with Travis Barker, huh?
I have no idea who that is.
Travis Barker, the drummer from Blink-182.
It might be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think so.
It sounds about right. He, you know, again, it's been a while.
Man, I tell you what, this is a good day to be doing this podcast. Not too many people in the shop.
Nah, it's kind of slow.
And it's a nice day outside.
Yep, it's gonna pick up in a little bit though. It's full of people.
So what we reading, Cap, at the comic book shop? What's
am
going
I reading?
on?
Man,
Yeah.
I'm reading a book right now, like just a good old fashioned.
No pictures?
No pictures.
Oh Right.
Oddly enough, about Chicago, but that's not the point.
Okay.
I've been trying to read the book for a year, and I finally picked it up. But I picked up a book called Sunstone lately. That it's not your normal comic.
Okay.
It's about two girls in a BDSM relationship.
Yikes.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. Art's beautiful. So I'm reading that. I started reading Saga again to catch up on that. About to reread Walking Dead and catch up on that. I hadn't had much time, man. Between living alone and trying to get in a dating scene and hanging out with friends I hadn't got a chance to hang out with in a while. It's kind of been a little busy. My reading time's been getting less and less.
No, I could dig it.
Yeah.
I feel the same way, man. Cause like, there's so many things I want to read, and I come here to read the comic books. I make some time and I come here, and it's like it's a good part of my my week. Being a part of the culture and checking out what's new and stuff like that. But I want to read more manga. Even though you don't like it, I want to read more of that. And cause I fell out of it heavy, man. I'm so far behind, and I want to read. There's what you need to read. I think I told you this already. Is a book. There's a book series by Scott Siegler called the GFL Galactic Football League.
Tell me about
That is fantastic. Y'all listening to the podcast, check out Scott Siegler GFL Galactic Football League. It's fantastic. I mean, it's football in outer space. There's killing. There's the mafia, cheating, alien races trying to kill other alien races, and it's just awesome. So y'all need to check that out. Yeah, it's 5. I think it's 5 books in, and I'm waiting for 6. I actually talked to him on Twitter, and I'm saying when's 6 coming? And he said I don't know. So I'm really upset. So I need him to get on that, and I need somebody to make a movie because they're making movies out of all these books. You know what I'm saying? So they need to make a movie out of that. That's something I would see. If I had the money, if I could galvanize people and coordinate like a GoFundMe and get like $100 million, because it would take that much, maybe more, I would absolutely fund this movie if I could.
Dude, speaking about that, man, did you see the estimated cost to make that the final Avengers 2 part?
Yeah.
Looking like $1 billion to get those things made.
I could dig it. I could see it.
Man, they just announced they pushed back Black Panther. They pushed back Captain Marvel. They added Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then it looks like Inhumans got canceled all like completely.
See, I was never into Inhumans.
They're using that to take the place of the mutants.
Right.
Like on TV show and stuff like that.
Right.
So, but then they had there was Kevin Feige, whatever his name is, split with Marvel Studios, and they're directed with Disney now. So there's a bunch of stuff going on behind the scenes with that. So.
But see, I think that's a problem. You shouldn't announce something unless you're at least 75% sure that it's going to happen that day. I mean, the day you say it.
Yeah. Well,
and
they did at the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just now that there's just been this internal shakeup.
I guess you can't plan for that. You don't know. You never know. You never know.
It's
but
always something.
you've been watching the Marvel produced Marvel movies.
Oh yeah.
And you just on principle you just don't support the Fox Marvel movies and the Sony Marvel movies just on principle.
Yep, I want Marvel to have their product back. I want them to be able to do it all together. I want to have one big toy box with everything in it.
Yeah.
And the only way it's going to happen is if Sony and Fox don't make any money on it. That's the only way they're going to get rid of it.
So yeah, I could dig it. So you supporting the anti-money movement?
Yeah, I'm not gonna put money into it if I want. The goal for me is to see it all go back.
Mm-hmm.
I understand why they're there. I understand the finances of it. I mean, Marvel was in bankruptcy and they were gonna go under. There was gonna be no Marvel comics, and they sold the movie rights to Spider-Man and to X-Men, and that saved them. So it needed to be done. But I want to see an Avengers team. I want to see new Avengers. I want to see Wolverine and Spider-Man and Cap and Iron Man.
But Spider-Man gonna be there.
Yeah, Spider-Man is gonna be in Civil War, but it doesn't look like they're gonna get to use him much after that though. It's not like it's a permanent addition. It's almost a high-end cameo, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're gonna get to use Spidey. So
We'll see. I think they might negotiate that with Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm sure they will or something. Well, they got to try at least.
I'm surprised they haven't sold back Fantastic Four after that nonsense.
No, they're claiming they're committed to making that cast work.
That was a dog fart. That was something. That was stinky.
Yeah,
that was horrible.
That was bad. I mean,
you ain't see it though.
I didn't even see it.
Yeah,
I seen enough of it. I read enough about it. I'm good.
I was upset. With that. Like, that was really, really bad, Cap. And because like people work hard on these movies, even the bad movies. People work hard and they put it all into it. And but like that was bad, man. That was bad.
Kind of makes you wonder who greenlights this stuff. Who looks at these bad scripts and goes, you know what? We should make that.
I think everything happened at the last minute, though. I think everything was finalized at the last minute with that.
Probably so.
You know, I heard something like the cast didn't get to see it until like the last second. Like they saw it and then we saw it.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. I know they changed all of Doctor Doom stuff, like very last second, refilmed a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
I really like Secret Wars though. What's going on with that right now? I don't know if I like the merging of universes and stuff like that, and having Old Man Wolverine being a part of the X-Men and stuff like that. I mean, Old Man Logan being a part of the.
See, I'm always a big fan of seeing things that we already know from a different angle.
Mm-hmm.
So having different version of Wolverine or a different version of Kitty Pryde or whoever has always been fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then bring them, because I mean our Wolverine's gone. You know, I'm bringing Old Man Logan, who's got a completely different life experience, is a totally different character for the most part.
Right.
And bring him in, put him with, they're putting him with X-23, who is a clone, essentially Wolverine's daughter.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a father-daughter dynamic there that wasn't there before, that, you couldn't have done with regular Wolverine, and, just little things like that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm so far, this week, the new Avengers book came out. The new Doctor Strange book came out, which was pretty decent. The new Spider-Man book, which I didn't care for, because Spider-Man's now, or Peter's now the opposite of Tony Stark. He owns a company. He's a multimillionaire tech guy, but he's on the opposite end of Stark. And it just I didn't dig it. Spider-Man's his bodyguard. I didn't care for it at all. What other one came in? One of them that came in that I really enjoyed. I forgot. I'm going to draw a blank on it now.
What they need to do is bring back S.H.I.E.L.D. The Brotherhood of S.H.I.E.L.D. That was fantastic.
That was a great book, man. The art was great. The story was great.
That was amazing.
I think it's speculated that Leonardo da Vinci is going to be in one of the teams. So
okay. Now see, I see he's in like they got Night Machine, which is Nikola Tesla, and they got Nostradamus in Secret Wars,
right?
In the main book, but so that was kind of good to see them back. But that was a fantastic book, man. I think it was like 20. How many books was it?
It wasn't that many. It was only a handful of books.
Yeah, and it never ended.
Yeah, it didn't finish it. I think what happened is a lot of people didn't. You mix in too much history with your comic books, and people will check out because it's almost like, they're trying to educate us,
right?
And there wasn't a whole bunch of superhero stuff. Yeah, the
was
people
deep.
that came in for a Marvel book thinking, I'm gonna get Marvel stuff, didn't quite get it. So I can see why it didn't click, because it was a touch more highbrow than your average.
That was deep.
It was good.
I like that a lot. I like that one a lot, man.
Yep.
But yeah, that's cool.
Man.
What we watching on the TV there, Cap?
That's something I have been doing. I've been watching a lot of TV lately. Been watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Finally saw the first season of that.
You told me to get into Daredevil.
Yeah.
I need to get a Daredevil, but I don't have no Netflix.
Yeah, Daredevil on Netflix is really good. They're about to do the second part of that group of films or TV shows. Jessica Jones, which looks really, really good. I started watching Gotham, so the second season of Gotham, which has been really good.
Do you think it's too much of a good thing? Do you think it'll eventually the bubble will burst?
That'll only happen when they start putting up really bad stuff. I think there's enough diversity in the audience and in the products that you can pick and choose what you want and not let yourself burn out on it.
Because I'm starting to hear like rumblings and like the TV, I mean the internet community, like people are getting like 'cause every year it was a time when I remember when the first X-Men came out. Like, that was special, you know. But now you expect a comic book movie, a superhero movie every year, at least one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. At minimum.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of like my case. I don't burn out on them because I only watch the Marvel ones.
Right.
You can pick and choose. You know.
I like them all. Me.
Yeah. You see, I'm not gonna like the DC stuff. I'm not bothering with it. I don't want to see it. I don't need to see it.
You not gonna see Batman, Superman? I'm gonna see it.
No, I ain't gonna see
I'm gonna
that.
see it just to be a part of it, but I don't think I'm gonna like it. It looks. I'm not digging it already. I ain't like Superman.
Yeah, see, I'm not a Superman fan. I'm not the guy that's writing David Goyer. I'm not a fan of him at all. So, I'm good.
I was never a fan of the character Superman because he got all the powers.
Yeah,
He
go
got
check
all,
this guy out.
all right. Cap going to help out a customer real quick, but yeah, let me tell you something. I never liked Superman as a character, never, because he had all the powers. Like I've told friends of mine this, and comic book friends and. All the time. Like, he had all the powers, he could do everything, and the only thing can hurt him is a radioactive piece of his planet that somehow is on planet Earth where he at, and you gotta find this kryptonite, and that's the only thing that can hurt him. And I never liked that. And I never liked the stupidity of people who, like, all right, so you work with Clark Kent, 9 to 5. An 8-hour day. You're working with Clark Kent, and then you see Superman save the day, and you don't put two and two together. Like these two are never in the same building, never in the same spot. And Clark, you look a lot like Superman. If it wasn't for those glasses, if only you didn't have those glasses. Without those glasses, man, you'd be Superman. But Superman don't need no glasses, so you can't be Superman, Clark. I never liked Superman as a character at all. I mean, you can't have and I feel like in the movies I feel like they've toned down the Hulk's powers, but you can't have a superhero that can't be defeated. You just can't. There has to have some sort of flaw. There has to have some sort of weakness to all characters, villains and superheroes. But yeah, I never liked Superman as a character, Cap. Who's your favorite? I don't know if I asked you this. Who's your favorite comic book character? Period.
I think we did Moon Knight.
Yeah, you just said. Yeah.
Dude, totally off subject. You know what I did get into this week?
What's that?
That I shouldn't have, and I hate myself for it. Stupid Lego Dimensions game.
You didn't get it?
Oh, I got it. Oh yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Man.
You didn't like it?
Oh, I loved it.
Okay.
It's horrible. I need to sit in front of the TV and play Lego games all day, and then you gotta get the little base, and you gotta put the little men on it, and they pop up in the game, and then you gotta move them around on the base, and gotta go buy more. And
Right.
Man, I'm an adult.
No, I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, I don't feel like if you like something, you should always keep it. If you fall out of it naturally, then that's okay. But don't ever force yourself to not like something just because you feel like you shouldn't like it because of your age.
Yeah. Oh no, that's not me.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, that's not me either. Because, like, I'm 27, and I hope to like comic books for the rest of my life. And I hope to watch cartoons for the rest of my life.
Yep.
It was great because the last girl I dated was into, she wasn't into comic books, but she was into video games, and she was into cartoons a lot. And she was, and when before we started dating, when we met, she would make references to like Aqua Teen Hunger Force and stuff like that, and I'm like, the fact that you even know that is awesome to me, because I don't know too many girls that know that type of stuff. Yeah. So yeah, like, if you like something, don't ever let anybody tell you shouldn't like it.
Oh, I agree completely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't give you grief for liking football.
Right. Well, I appreciate that, Cap.
Because I know it's a niche crowd.
Right.
There's only a couple of y'all.
There's only a few of us that like American football.
Yeah.
There's only a few.
Yeah.
The Super Bowl gets like 5,000 people a year.
Yeah, it's
It
ain't no WrestleMania.
No, it ain't that. It is not that. Like, when the Super Bowl comes around, Cap, do you have a party? Do you go to parties? No.
I've been invited to them. the girl I was with the last number of years of my life was very oppressive. Wasn't a big fan of me going places and doing things with people. So I just didn't do much at all. So this year I'll probably, if I get invited to one this year, I'll go.
You should go, Cap.
Yeah.
You should go.
That's what I've been doing, man. I've been going to things that I would have to avoid going to because she wouldn't want me to go.
Right.
I've been doing it. So I've been going to more concerts and burlesque shows and movies and, whatever. Whatever comes up, someone asks, I'll go.
Let's we're gonna talk about something a little more serious, Cap, and then we go back to the fun stuff. How you feel about all these school shootings, Cap? Because I think that was something that happened in Arizona recently, like just now. Like I think today there was a school shooting in Arizona.
Man.
And in Oregon, like not too long ago. Like, how you feel about that? I mean, like, do you think there's anything we can do that would stem that or what?
I see it from both sides of the equation. Having been a weird kid, and having been bullied for being weird, I get the desire to strike back and strike out, or to lash out, I should say, when no one will protect you. And at this point, we're getting to where these kids are being ridiculed or whatever, or abused or physically abused, whatever's happening, that's the only option they have is to pick up a gun and shoot someone. Right. Somebody should have been available ahead of time to help.
Right.
In a lot of cases, these kids with mental illness, with stuff like that, they shouldn't actually, I'm not going to get in the gun control because they should not have had the option to get their hands on a gun.
Right.
But there's a lot of factors in there that we don't know, or that isn't our business. But the Columbine kids were the last ones I really read a lot into, and these kids were given grief constantly. And then when they snap and they kill someone, then it was, my perfect son was killed for no reason, when realistically your perfect son was torturing these kids until they felt the only way to deal with it was to kill him. It's not a very perfect son.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying anybody deserves it.
No.
But when you push somebody into a corner, you put a wild animal in a corner, eventually they're going to strike out. So it's I don't know how to deal with it, man. You can't police everybody 24/7.
No.
You can't tell one group of people they can't have a weapon when the other people are going to get it illegally anyway.
Right.
There's no answer to it. It's a problem that there's no solution to besides a very tough, almost militaristic blanket solution, which is not a solution anyway. That's a police state. So there's no way. I don't want to say no way around it, but it starts at home with teaching your kids to be better to other kids. And,
be nice.
Yeah, and at school I watched one of the kids that came here, who the teacher just would not believe he was being bullied. Just straight up did not believe it. And I told him, look, go to school and tell him the next time he bullies you, go to the counselor and say, look, if he bullies me again, I'm bringing a weapon. Straight up. And that way you're going to draw enough attention. It's a shame that's what you got to do to have someone finally believe you and listen to you. It's threatening to make a scene. But it worked. He told them that, and they started paying attention, caught the kid, and finally did something about it.
Now, do you think he would have really did it?
No.
Okay.
He wouldn't have. But it's a shame. That's part of being a bully. In a lot of cases, especially now, it's not just the big kid that goes around and takes your lunch money. It's the big kid that goes around and takes your lunch money and then sweet talks the teacher on the side so they don't believe that he's doing it. There's a bigger dynamic to it than most people than just the big kid took my snack.
Right.
And especially with the internet now, there's a lot of psychological stuff.
There's
a lot of harassment through that and Facebook and.
Yeah, bullying is probably it's 24/7 now.
Yeah,
you should just get bullied at school. Now you get bullied when you turn on your computer.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. My thing, violence is never the answer. I feel like I guess everybody's got their breaking point, but like I've been bullied. I've been picked on. Nobody's never put their hands on me. But I think everybody gets picked on.
Yeah.
And I just think that just makes you. I think it makes you stronger. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I think it does. I think it makes you tougher. And you just gotta stand up for yourself. And if you fight, use your hands. And if you lose, you just lose the fight.
Yeah.
You know.
See, and my take on that, I'm a little more decisive than that. Have you ever read Ender's Game?
Yeah. I mean, I saw the movie.
We got you. The point they make is you win that. You can get in a fight and you can win that first fight, or if you hurt someone bad enough, you're gonna win every fight from then on, right there.
Right.
Because no one else is gonna mess with you.
Right.
And that was always my take on it. If I'm gonna get in a fight with someone, I'm gonna hurt them, and I guarantee you they're not gonna come after me again. You know, but I don't know. Again, there's always a line. It's whether you want to cross it or not. You want to pay the repercussions for it.
I just feel bad about it, man. You know what I mean? Like, you just go to school. I mean, I feel like, and that could happen anytime, anywhere. It don't have to be a school, but like I don't know. I just wish that people would find a different way to solve their problems, or find a different way to make a statement. Because some people just want to make a statement.
Yeah, you know. And what's the other option? You know, homeschooling. But then you just set them up to be ridiculed when they get out of school because they didn't have the social interaction everyone else had.
Right.
It's not. It's just going to prolong it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, there's no easy answer.
No, of course not.
You never know.
If there was an easy answer, there wouldn't be a problem.
Right.
You know?
Right. Just I just wanted to get your take on that and feel my condolences to the families and all that stuff. And I think it was northern Arizona and the one in Oregon. Just wanted to say my piece on that.
It's really a shame that you brought up these two things and I hadn't heard about either of them.
Yeah.
I
work at the news.
That's true.
Yeah.
But when it becomes, I don't want to say commonplace, but when it comes to the point where, you know, your average Joe just didn't even hear about it, that's what we're living in.
Right.
Know?
Right. Now I heard about it because we talked about it at the station, and I'm like, another one.
Yeah.
Another one.
That's kind of been the thing over and over.
Right.
Another one. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I didn't want to get all. The AquaMethod This podcast is meant to be fun, jovial, lighthearted, and stuff like that. I had to say my piece on that and get Cap's opinion on that. But, like I said, violence is never the answer. If you're getting picked on, I'm sure you can talk to your parents. You can talk to your big brother, or your older cousins, or I'm sure you got friends. Everybody got some kind of friend. Talk to a counselor. There's hotlines. Talk to people. There's got to be something else you can do. Don't resort to violence. Don't grab a weapon. I mean, that's my take. If you want to make a statement, make a song, make a drawing, paint something. Don't make a statement sacrificing lives and the potential of others, because you don't know what these people could have done in the future. That's my take on that. But yeah, when Cap comes back, we'll go back to the fun stuff. I just wanted to talk about that stuff real quick. But yeah, we are, like I said, we're live at the comic book shop, and Cap's serving some customers again. And when you if you're listening to this, get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all listening. What y'all reading and what y'all watching on TV and stuff like that, and what y'all excited for. Like he was talking about the Ant-Man and the Wasp movie coming out, and I hope that's gonna be dope. I think I like Ant-Man, the first one. It's a nice change of pace movie, but I think the slate of Marvel movies coming out is gonna be all good. I think I think Guardians of the Galaxy, the next one's gonna be dope. What do you think, Cap?
Dude, anything with the talking raccoon in it, I'm in. Talking raccoon, talking cats, I'm cool. Tree that only says I am Groot, whatever, I'm in.
Speaking of that reminds me of they had like a Guardians of the Galaxy cameo in 1602, the comics, where Marvel characters. It's a series, it's a universe in which Marvel characters are in like the 17th century, and it imagines them back then, and and they have a cameo in that, and I think that and it was cool because Groot's like a human. He's a really tall human who dresses up as like a tree, and he doesn't say anything. It's cool stuff like that. But different imaginations of different characters is always awesome to me. But yeah. What are you excited about, Cap?
In regards to what?
You know, like coming out.
Oh,
anything coming out. It doesn't even have to be Marvel or anything like that.
Man, Star Wars, bro.
Yeah. It's coming out. It's Christmas, huh?
Oh yeah, man. I'm trying not to be too excited about it. I'm trying not to.
Why is that?
I was there for episode 1. You know, I bought into the hype 110%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I don't want to do that again. I don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to.
Right.
But it's hard not to, man. Everything looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
I've got all the Lego sets and stuff, and you know, trying to find any type of leak I can find to get me information and this and that.
When something comes out, when there's something gets announced, I try to stay away from any news. I just want to dive into it blind.
See, I mean, I'll dig till I hit bottom, and then I'll keep digging some more. And I will just. I found a copy of the episode 1 novel at Albertsons like months before it was supposed to come out, and I bought it and read that on the spot. Had to. You know, the last Harry Potter book, someone had found a copy on the street and took photos of every single page. I read that a week before it came out that way.
That's crazy.
I'll read a spoiler. I'll go see it. If I'm going to see a movie, I'll spoil it before I go.
I don't want to. I never spoil. I try not to. I actually like. I'm so anti-spoiler. I watch one trailer, maybe 2, and every time it comes on TV, I change the channel. I don't want to see nothing that would excite me. I want to just dive into it. You know. But that. I mean, Star Wars. I like, and it's funny because like I tell people I'm into comic books and I like cartoons and anime and manga and stuff like that, and people assume that you're into the whole, all the geek culture stuff, and like they'll be like, they'll talk about Lord of the Rings, and you remember when such and such happened in Lord of the Rings, and I'm like, I've never seen it. I've never seen one Lord of the Rings. I've never read the books, any of that. It was like, what? But you like comic books? Like, yeah, it don't mean like everything.
Yeah.
You know, so I watched the last Star Wars movie because I thought it was going to be the last one ever, and I wanted to be a part of that. And but yeah, I've never considered myself a Star Wars fan.
It's kind of like, just because you like football doesn't mean you don't like highlight. You know, it's you don't expect somebody just because they like a sport doesn't mean you like all sports.
Right.
And I'm saying, I do most of the nerd stuff, but I don't do anime, and there's a couple of things I don't mess with.
Mm-hmm.
Not much, but you know.
What's something that people assume that you're a part of that you don't like? Well, people come in here and assume that you have anime and manga stuff, but
in my case, a lot of video game stuff.
Okay.
Because I don't have time for video games.
Uh-huh.
I play a little bit of World of Warcraft, which I was really deep into at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I play the Lego games. I play the Grand Theft Auto. Other than that, I don't really play. Like, you can talk to me about Halo or Black Ops or any of this stuff until you blue in the face. I'm not gonna get it. Portal. You know, I mean, people want to tell me about the Batman Arkham games, and I'm like, okay, I know what you're talking about, but I know nothing about the game.
Right.
It's not really my thing. So that's probably the biggest one. Everyone assumes because of this, I'm video games.
Did you the Brony thing? I mean, you fell out of that, right?
Yeah, I am. It's still fun. You know, it's a fun show. It's funny. It's entertaining. You know, it's cool. But I hadn't watched it in a while. For me, it was more the backlash was more fun to mess with people and stuff. What's up, brother? And it was funny to see people's reaction to see me as a 40-year-old man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was almost I akined it to the punk rock counterculture.
Yeah, you did say that.
You know, it's not. It was fun, but it got to be. It got to where you looked at the culture and the people that were involved in it, and the people that were the stereotypes that it was making, and just not good at all. You know, And the stereotypes are in a lot of cases dead on, and just really, you're really socially inept, awkward.
Right.
And like I said, I'll still watch it if it's on, because it's funny. It's still, even the new stuff's still funny. It's just, I don't know. I kind of fell out of it. I got into Legos and I kind of messed everything up.
Yeah. Now you deep in them Legos, man. You are deep in them Legos.
That's a bad situation.
Real quick, because I gotta wrap this up. We got like 5 more minutes. How did you get into Legos, real quick?
My stepson had got a Hogwarts castle for Christmas, and I got home at like 1 o'clock one night, from work, and he had built it, and the tower was leaning. So I took the tower apart and rebuilt it and fell in love with it. Went back the next day and started looking at one for myself. I got Slave One from Star Wars ship, and loved that. And caught myself looking at Walmart, looking at $100 Millennium Falcon. And I got home and I told the girl I was dating at the time, I was like, almost bought the Millennium Falcon. She said, well, you should have. No, it's $100 for a toy.
Right.
I can't. She said, no, you should have.
Yeah.
No. Well, you should have. I was like, look, if you say I should have again, I'm going back and get it. Go get it. So I jumped back in the car, drove back to Target. It's been downhill ever since. Man.
Well, that's cool, man. Now, if you like something, you got to put your all into it.
Yeah,
if you can afford it, don't live by, outside your means. Don't hurt yourself. But if you can afford it, spend whatever you can spend on what you like.
Yep, that's my thing. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I don't waste my money on much of anything else.
Right.
My kids in my house and whatever. But it's fun, man. And then the best, oddly enough, you'd be surprised at the investment that these things end up turning into. A set that I bought a $400 Superstar Destroyer, sells for $800 to $1,000 now.
Come on. We got to build it first?
If you don't build it, it's actually worth more. You leave it in the box. In my case, I built it, but still, resale on $800. I make double what I paid, and whatever. So, in the end, if I get tired of it or decide to not do it anymore, just pack them up, put them on eBay, and make my money back.
There you go.
Heck, even the bulk Legos by the pound, you're looking at like $3 a pound, if not more now. Okay, whatever.
So, last thing, since DJ Yellow's not going to be at the Comic-Con, what is something that I should be excited about? What should I go see if I decide to go? I really want to go, so I probably will go. What should I go check out?
I'm going to say you never go wrong going to talk to Rob.
Okay.
Draws Shoe, lives here in town.
Okay, yeah.
Rob's good people. Love Rob to death.
I think I met him once. He was over here.
Yeah, probably so. Cody as well. Cody Chamberlain. Good people. But you can, you meet them here. For me, what I'm going to see is one, the people who have never been before that come to me to talk about cons. I'm going to see them how they enjoy their first one. And then, if nothing else, there's going to be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people dressed up.
Right.
I mean, I know people that know nothing about comics, want nothing to do with any of this stuff, that are getting costume ideas together. For that alone, it'll be worth going and just goofing off. And you never know. You never know who you're going to run into. You never know what's going to happen. You never know who will pop up. It should be fun. I'm looking forward to just going and doing something different.
Yeah.
Because my days get repetitive sometimes.
No, I can dig that. Yeah, I'm gonna go. That's why I want to go. I just want to see some new stuff right there.
I got a friend that's her and two friends are dressing up as the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus.
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm all about that. Let's do that. I'm just gonna go hang out with them, and whatever happens, happens. I know there's supposed to be a really good party Saturday night. That ought to be fun.
At the con?
After an after party type thing, they could do live art.
Where at?
I don't know. I can let you know if I find out.
All right. I'll be there too.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite doing that. That's always the most fun going to cons. Is a lot of these people are like to cut up after, and you put them all in the same place, and it ends up being fun. And you can get what Cody likes to do. They'll get any of the artists they can and set up canvases and bring a bunch of art supplies and put a DJ or a band or whatever and just start them rolling and just have them sit there and draw.
Okay.
And make live art on the spot.
That's cool.
It's fun. It's spontaneous. You can get art really cheap. So I'm really looking forward to that. That should be a good time.
All right, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a part of it.
Cool. And if you're there, I'll be the guy in the shiny shirt. I'm easy to find. So just come say hi.
All right. All right, man. Well, Cap, like I always say, I really appreciate you letting me do this once a week. It means a lot to me. Like I tell y'all, I hope y'all listen. I hope y'all like it, and y'all subscribe, share, tell your friends. Let me know. Send me an email if you like it. Let me know what I could work on. What can I improve on? What I could add to the show and stuff like that.
And don't bother telling them I'm boring. I know that already.
Now this was a great episode. This is an Aqua Method Podcast, episode 13, I believe. 13 strong, man.
Nice.
And Twitter, Grasshopper GP, Instagram, Grasshopper GP, email, grasshoppergp@yahoo. And thank y'all for listening. I really appreciate it. Anything? Last words, Cap.
When we can get some more music.
More music, that's coming, man.
Good.
That is coming.
Good.
That's coming. I'm working on it right now. You know, making my own stuff finally, all my own beats, all my own lyrics. So I appreciate you asking, Cap, and it is coming.
Sweet.
And Aqua Method Podcast, episode 13. Y'all be good.